But
We're having regular pancakes, blueberry pancakes, potato pancakes, sausage. Orange juice, ice cream, cheese curds. I think that was the main.
Yep.
We're making a mess.
Yeah, sure.
That's not what my question was.
Right.
Was that what it was?
The coverall.
Okay.
And we all have it down here. Right on Delphin, that's the address, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And 7.
Well, this would give Rod a minute. Huh?
What do you go to do?
I don't know. I'm guessing he'll be right back. Did he walk out the building?
I didn't see him.
Oh, he was here.
He was here and he walked out.
That's kind of my guess.
How's retirement?
I'm up in there. I'm absolutely loving it. I've got my lawn almost 75% mowed now. The rest is just underwater.
All
Oh.
right, let's call the meeting to order and rise to the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Rod, here. Nicole,
Here.
Dave, here. Carolyn,
Here.
Deb.
Here. Comments from the audience? Yeah.
Okay, about 3 weeks ago, I went out to Waste Management. I took a little junk out there. And I went into the office. I wanted to see what the office gals was like because you had said that they were a bitch and rude and everything like
didn't
that.
call her that.
Pardon me?
I didn't call her that.
I checked the video about 3 weeks. So anyhow, I told the gal there, and I said, what you had said. And she says, well, she said, I've been called a bitch before, not a big deal. And she says also that, she says, when people are rude to me, she says, I'm gonna be rude right back. But then I found out from Kurt the other day that there's more than one office gal. So I don't know which one it was. But this gal, her name was Jess, terrific, just a terrific gal. So I just go to show you that there's always 2 sides to everything before you prejudge. Let's see.
I've heard all the opposites from the phone calls and from other board members on the Northwest Recycling.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing they're pissed off about the fact that it costs a fair amount of money to get rid of junk. And then she gave a price list on the cost of everything, and she did say also that branches and shit like that and grass are fine, there ain't no cost on that, so I did your work for you. Menard rebates, what happens to them when you guys buy stuff from Menards?
Goes to him.
They get sent in and then they.
Talk louder, I can't hear you.
They get sent in and then they sit on my desk until they get used by the town.
Okay, who uses them?
The town,
The town is pretty broad, who uses them?
town employees,
Pardon me?
town employees. I bought the flag. When I replaced the flag, I used the Menards rebates for that.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
that's just one item about that.
Sure.
Okay, this one is for Fire Chief Bauer. Did the fire department go up to Unity or to Edgar after the tornado thing?
No, we couldn't, we had our own stuff to take care of here.
You what?
We had our own stuff to take care of here, we didn't go up that way.
Oh, you mean like the parade, the
No.
fest parade, that was more important than helping somebody?
We weren't asked to go up and help anybody do anything.
I don't know what you said, I can't hear what you said.
They did not reach out to us and ask us for help.
Well, I'm guessing they did to a lot of these, but I'm just asking, I thought, take it up to you guys.
We were not reached out to go
So
up and
we
help.
have priorities, parade's more important. That's it, that's all I got.
Okay. Anybody else? Yes.
So I don't know if any other prior meetings that culvert down by Stretz's by the 97.
We know, I know Pat was gonna find out what it was gonna cost to get it fixed, and I haven't heard back from him, so.
Yeah, it's getting the points pretty.
On the culvert there,
Yeah,
I took a look at it today. I'm having a feeling that if somebody looks at it and actually knows what culverts look like and stuff, it's probably gonna be condemned. it's starting to push down about that far inside. I didn't crawl inside today, I just looked from one end, and I can see about where the dip is, it's actually the culvert failing.
Oh,
It's
because
splitting. I know that earlier on, people
The
said it wasn't
engineer.
the culvert, but
had looked at it and he said it wasn't the culvert, it was in between the two culverts. And I know Tom said he actually crawled in the culverts and he said it was in between the culverts, that the culverts were fine. So,
today I looked in there and actually there's about this much gap in one where the culverts bolt together.
mhm,
There's about that much gap in between two of them, so it's shifting. I mean,
mhm.
Is it possible to put some temporary asphalt in your dip for the time being?
What they should do is dig it out and put new in there, you know.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'll talk to Pat, see what he can do.
Yeah, right now we're kind of bottoming out trailers and stuff.
Mhm.
This is on Galvin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the end down here.
Closely, within 100 yards, I would see.
Okay, thanks.
We resubmitted the bottoms on there a number of years ago, that's maybe 5 or more years ago.
We what?
Re-cemented the bottoms.
Yeah.
The bottoms had rotted out, so they
Yeah.
temporarily fixed,
Mm-hmm,
we put cement in there.
okay. Well, we may have to temporary fix again until we can
Yep.
do whatever. Anybody else? Okay, approval of town board minutes from May 13th. Anybody?
I move to approve the town board meeting minutes from May 13th.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of town board meeting minutes from May 30th.
I move to approve the town board meeting minutes from May 30th, 2024.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of town board meeting minutes from June 6th.
I'll move to approve the town board meeting minutes from June 6th.
Need a second?
One second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, plan commission, Dorothy.
Okay, well, we met on the 28th of May. Mostly it was the information meeting with the county. We had 2 representatives, the Decker, Dave Decker, who's the county surveyor, and then we also had Chad. And really good information. We had Tom Chairman and Rod came there and asked questions. A lot of clarifying of who can institute changing any of the wording for chapter 17, putting it through, any individual. It's not just up to a township or a board. But it was good, and I think everybody that was there got what they needed.
Any questions for Dorothy? Okay, highway report. They started on County Truck T today, and if anybody gets any telephone calls on mailboxes, tell them to move them. Because they were all told, but they said they do have a few of them out there yet. You all got a copy of your email from Quest on where we are for the scheduling, which is pretty close to on track. So according to his schedule that he gave us, that we'll be putting, John, he'll send you what needs to be published, okay? And we'll be doing that end of June.
Okay.
And then, I guess my question is, according to this, we can have them take care of the bids and open them and make the recommendation to us? Or do we want to do that here? I mean, they'll submit
That's
on the.
part of his
Yeah,
contract.
Yeah, but it's our choice on how we want it. I mean, we'll have to still award the bid,
Right.
but he would go through all of the bids down there.
Are we supposed to do that when we open here, or
No, he said open them there.
There, and
there?
And
so
then,
she's asking, do you want him to do it, or are we gonna do it as we usually do?
because that could be quite the process.
Yeah, especially when you're talking that amount of money.
Yeah. I mean, we'll still have to do the awarding and we'll be able to look at them, I'm sure, but,
Go through it first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, well,
but he said the way it looks, according to the email we got, they probably won't be ready until after the July meeting to award it towards the end of July. Well, they start in August, so that part it don't matter, so.
I
What they were
had,
doing was waiting for, and I don't know which utility company it was, kind of pushed them back a little bit because they didn't get their stuff marked, so.
I had a concern from one citizen that wanted to know whether there's gonna be a bike path on there.
No, there's not.
It will be two 11-foot lanes, 22 with a 3-foot shoulder.
Mm-hmm. As far as I know.
How wide is that road right now? Is it only 20? This is gonna be 22, right?
Mm-hmm.
According to this back.
Yeah.
24 right now.
Hmm?
It's 24 right now. It's wider than our standard road.
That's what I was thinking. Why
But
is
that
it-
doesn't
why
make
is
it,
it-
but that doesn't make
specs.
it, that doesn't make it right or wrong though.
No.
That's what it was originally made to.
And it might be 24. I don't know off the top of my head. I haven't seen the specs.
Well, we saw something here. I
That
thought
was
it
just a
said on
preliminary.
there that it said 22, something on some of those papers, but, because I was just curious as to why it would be less than what it is right now.
Maybe shouldering, I don't know.
Well, there's, it said 3-foot shoulders, what I remember.
Well, anyway,
I think we should have him look at it
yes, I
first.
agree.
All right, I'll let them know on that. And then the highway committee is working on a plan on which roads to get started on for chip sealing. And then on the building, Marwood has already finished their work. Sini had to order parts because something jarred in the furnace that broke off inside the furnace when that moved. Because he says, well, I thought you said it was just a gas line. He said it's a whole lot more than that.
Hmm.
So, and he also has to have the lift to get in there, so he'll be getting back to me when he can get in there, so.
What was that?
Steamy, yeah.
I just pulled up the Whistler and it's reported as a 24-foot wide road.
Yeah,
It is gonna be 24?
well, that's
Whistler-
what
currently,
Whistler says.
as reported on Whistler. so I
Yeah,
don't know
oh,
what
currently,
the-
yeah,
yeah,
that's
so
why I was wondering
And I don't
why it would
remember-
be narrower than, I mean, with
I don't know
that
if it
traffic.
is.
Well, where,
There's two 11-foot lanes.
220, yeah, that's 22.
And narrower than what it is.
One,
He did the traffic study,
Mm-hmm,
and he's the one we hired,
mm-hmm.
so he should know the rules.
Well, I would certainly think so.
I would hope.
Well, he did fine on stock.
Hmm?
He did fine on stock,
Yes, he did.
so. Other than that, anybody have any questions? Yes,
Do you have a list of the roads you're gonna be chip sealing in the order that you're gonna do them?
not yet.
What about Quincy, do you know that one?
That, I have no idea. The highway committee's working on that right now,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, the proposal was for 11-foot driving lanes,
Okay,
on both of them actually.
on both of what?
Because remember, he had two proposals,
Right.
two options, one was more expensive than the other.
Oh, that, yeah, I think that was because of the base course compared to the fabric,
Mm,
so.
mm.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Anybody else have any questions? Okay.
Uh,
Dorothy?
When, just kind of FYI, if you have to redo those culverts, then earth is going to have to come this way. Because business is not gonna stop. Because we have to replace culverts down there on Galvin.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yep.
But they should be, well, we ain't gonna be replacing the culverts this year. There's no way.
Okay.
Well, it'd be kind of a temporary fix over the top right now to try to get it leveled out. How big are those culverts?
They're big.
But they would qualify for culvert cost
Yes.
share.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh,
So we would definitely wait until we get that and put it in for that, and that's due in October. So why, you know, that would be my suggestion anyway. I mean, if you can get 50% of it paid for, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, if you go that route, then you're gonna have to do something temporary,
Right.
fill in their blacktop for the time being or something.
Well, we'll see if we can come up with a plan. All right, library, Rod.
I don't have anything at this time.
Buildings and grounds, Nicole.
So it's been busy. We have had 2 new hires, Andrew and Caleb. You will see them on the grounds. Their primary responsibility is mowing lawn, weed eating, and dragging the field. That's what you will be seeing them do. We had a beautiful wedding this past weekend. I just want to say thank you to all the volunteers who helped clean up the area. We've been battling water and rain like everybody else, but Kurt and Casey came to help. The fire department also didn't donate, but brought over some extra tables for the wedding. And then Rod, thank you for fixing the outside receptacle, so that way they could utilize the beer truck. They did say that they will share pictures with us that we could utilize. It was beautiful when I walked over there. They did a really nice job. You will see some purchases in the report out that was for us, that was for the lawn sweeper, because the grass was so long we needed to utilize a sweeper. There was weed spraying that was done, so there's a bill for that for Clark. We also did purchase a new weed eater and blower, so that way we could use that. That is from Power Pack, so you will see that in the packet as well. I also plan on ordering some new outdoor garbage cans because those are donations. The water gets in them, they smell terrible. We just need to upgrade there as well. Along with that, there has been also 2 yards of bark put out that they were able to get in between rain. Outside of that, over the next month, we plan on working on cleaning up the ball diamond, getting all the weeds out, staining and sanding the benches that are all over, and then work on the playground as well, which would include tilling that area. I have pine needles in the playground, so we want to get those out first before we go to the next step of tilling it all up, because nobody wants pine needles in their feet. I did have keys made for renters because the key that we give them does not open the bathrooms in the pavilion. Those bathrooms do lock. They could not, we had a renter this past weekend before the wedding state that it was locked, he couldn't get in, his key didn't work. I only had a key, so I do have keys made, and I have put them on the rental that the pavilion gets now, so that they can open bathrooms in the event they get locked. Also, the keys for the thermostat box do not work, so I'm hoping Rod can get some keys made because the key I have doesn't work either. There are rentals occurring during the week, so you will be seeing rentals during the week as well. Carolyn had given me quotes for light changes. I have one more request for that. Rod, I'll have to work with you so that way we can show what else is needed, so that way I can have the equal quotes for that. As Debbie alluded to, there was storm damage done on 521 when the winds came. She already spoke about Steenie. We did file with the insurance for that because the garage wall moved out 4 feet. Or not 4 feet, 4 inches, sorry, inches, I meant inches. I did look at the pavilion request form. There are some updates I made to that is in the packet for us to review and challenge. I did add quite a few things to that, such as our address, because I get asked that a lot and I didn't even know what it was. So things like that have been added on there. We'll talk about that later. We also may have a peach truck coming in July. So that will be exciting for our community, our township. Rod and Tom are going to work on replacing the doorknobs. Besides that, I don't have any additional update on that. There were a couple dead pines pulled by the ball diamond by Pat. And that is all I have for right now.
That's all, huh?
Is this the time and place to ask a question about the fees? Or is that gonna be going through later on the pavilion?
The fees?
Yeah.
Oh, we can talk about that later. Or do you want to talk about it now? I guess
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's just the reservation fee, including weekends and holidays, $100/day, damage, cleaning, and deposit, and then $100 per rental. So if I rented it for 3 days, it's only $100 for the 3 days, or is it per day?
Per
See,
day.
it should say per day then on that. It just says $100 per rental, not per day rental.
says per day on mine.
On the second,
Yeah.
under fees,
Reservation fee including weekends and holidays, $100/day per
for
day.
damage and cleaning, and then 100 per rental.
Oh, I see,
See
okay.
how it's worded?
Okay,
It looks
yeah.
like you're gonna pay $100 for damage, get that returned, but only pay 100 for the whole rental.
I see,
See what I'm asking?
yeah.
Okay,
So it should be
thanks.
100.
Per
I see.
day
Yeah,
rental. And for cleaning.
yeah.
Okay.
And I can put an example in there, for example, if you rented for the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it would be $400. And you'd get that $100 back if it was sufficient.
Yeah. I just thought I should roll
Yeah,
that
no,
out there,
thank
because it
you.
made it look like you could
Yeah.
rent it for $100
Per week.
for a week. Yeah, 'cause I want it for a whole
Thank
week.
you, see, this is why I put this out there.
Yeah, and then the cleaning would be 100 per day,
Yes.
but you get returned on the cleaning if it's clean.
Yes,
Okay?
yep.
So that's, because I rent it for a week and bring all my friends. I only have one, so it would be a lot. That's George. He pays me. You pay me to be your friend, you know it.
Anything else, Nicole? Does anybody have any questions for Nicole?
Are those kids gonna be back at the fire station?
I found out today that you guys have somebody who does it, so
I
no.
was just gonna say, we don't need them to be back. at the
But
fire
I did find out that they have to clock their time, which we can talk about down below separately for the fire department versus the park, because it must come out of different buckets for mowing.
Yeah.
I have never seen anything.
That's why I looked at John.
I've never seen anything come out of my buildings and grounds budget for lawn mowing.
It always used to.
So that's why I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. When they're mowing over there, it comes out of the fire department buildings and grounds. When they're over here, then it's under parks. It's always been that way.
He's not marking it on my time card, so.
Yeah.
I'm recording it that way, so.
Okay.
All right,
That's all I have.
all right. Garbage and recycling meeting.
Northwest Recycling Board got a grant. Deb Ostrike, who's our secretary clerk, wrote a grant to the state of Wisconsin. We received $16,107.34 to be divided up between the Northwest Recycling Group. Puts us back in the positive side of the column. We were at a budget deficit for a little while. Our total budget would be about $145,000. We had tire day. We had last year was 52 ton of tires. This year was 39. So the tractor tire being paid to have that investigated. Tires went up from $5 to $7. Used to be $5. Anything over 8, you get the first 8 free. They're talking about changing the time. They said there were very few that came after 12:30, 1 o'clock. So the next tire recycling at Pongratz out on Highway 10 will be, I think it's the 26th of April of 2025. And the board decided to keep the red cards. Anybody needs red cards, they're up here. They'll accept them. I don't know who we haven't assigned. We're in the September meeting again, so I don't know who is going to be responsible. I think we change off between the townships that are involved. So.
You did mention it too, I don't remember who it was.
What's that?
For
Next year,
for
yeah,
next year.
I didn't write it down. Lincoln and Rock had it this year, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You had, we had it the
We
year
had it
before.
the year before, so we got Lincoln Rock, Marshfield, and
Uh-huh.
Cameron.
There you go.
Mhm.
So they probably have it this next year then. Yeah.
Any questions?
Yeah. Just, McMillan's got a tire where we do tires. Is there ever anything in the area for small appliance, TVs, or anything like that? Or like, I know there is in Wausau a certain day, because it's $47.09
Waste
per
man.
TV, per little microwave, per piece at the recycling.
We don't, everything else. that I'm
One,
aware of. Once in a while, they'll have a clean sweep for chemicals and, you know, lawn fertilizers or lawn insecticides.
paint and stuff like that.
Right. But that I haven't heard of. Usually that happens around Metro Wausau.
I've heard one in Wausau, I was wondering if you're affiliated with anything.
No, not.
You'll hear it on the news when we do. It's about what it amounts to. They usually have a 1 day for computers and all that kind of garbage. So, anything else, Dave?
The only thing, in the contract, it's written about fuel surcharge, and for the first 5-6 months now, we haven't had a fuel surcharge, so that's good news. That's all I have. Thank you.
All right, Carolyn?
Yeah, I know, just reviewing all that Nicole has done already, so. And what is the newsletter next one?
I know, it should be, you should probably have your stuff. You want it out before fall fest, so I would start,
Soon.
well, you probably want them in by beginning of August, so that you can roll up. Ordinances, Nicole?
I have not done anything with ordinances.
Okay.
Busy event with the park, are you kidding?
There was something, John, what were we talking about with that one ordinance? What was that one? That we might wanna keep in mind?
I think it was the transient.
Oh, that.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
edit
Okay,
that.
so I guess I have looked at an ordinance.
Yes, you have. All right, fire department, Laurie.
Since our last meeting, we had 8 EMS calls, 1 motor vehicle accident, 1 false alarm, and 1 gas leak. We did stop, drop, and mullet picnic in the park for Dairy Fest. We have roughly 200 kids come through. Training this month is gonna be joint with Auburndale Fire. We're gonna go tour the tire factory down there, tire plant. We will have a fire truck at the Dairy Fest breakfast at Sea Acres on Sunday. We'll also have some public education stuff for the kids. We're also doing a public education on June 29th at Columbia Park. We received another anonymous donation to the fire department for $800. EMS training is to be determined yet. June is PTSD Awareness Month. Check out our Facebook page, and we are getting a good handle on our planning for Fall Fest of 2024.
Did you have any meetings over there?
Yeah, I gave John the minutes, the unapproved minutes.
Did you have an agenda?
It's part of our minutes, because we type our minutes right on the agenda.
Because I had requested before your meeting, I'd like the agenda.
Oh, I thought you just wanted it for,
No.
in the packet.
No.
Oh, my misunderstanding, sorry.
Okay,
But it is posted out here also.
I know, but I am requesting that you send it to me, please,
Okay, I can do that.
before the meeting. All right, John, your turn. Or, does anybody have any questions for Laurie?
Yeah, I do, I got an open records request for you.
John, I got this already set up the fire station, I'll give it to you tonight after we're
Anything else? Okay. Clerk's report. John?
Sure, so, let's see. Justin from Country Wireless, County Wireless? Country. Called and said that they needed to move a tower currently located on Ken Harder's old land. They have submitted paperwork to the Marathon County CPZ, and they are willing to come to the Plan Commission and/or the town board next meeting to provide as much information as possible.
Who is that? Justin who?
Justin, I don't think that I have his last name, from Country Wireless.
So is he gonna go to the next meeting? Or we don't know?
If people want him there, he said, he just asked me to update him after this meeting tonight.
But the plan commission hasn't gotten anything on it yet. The county's kind of up in the air, so.
They're
So
gonna
are they-
move the tower? Is that what he's?
I'm sorry?
Where are they moving it to?
I don't know that I think he said just like across the street or like 200 feet or something. It wasn't very far.
What's on the silo now?
That,
Yeah, okay.
that tower over on Kraus. Is that the one you're talking about?
Country Wireless is on his silo.
Oh, Country Wireless, okay. I was thinking of Murders Tower there.
It's on his land yet.
It is on
Right,
Carter's
that's on his
land.
land, but
Yeah,
but Country Wireless, I'm sure is on his silo, the last I knew, unless they changed it,
I don't know.
Yeah, he didn't give me
location.
all that information, so, I don't know, the phone call was kind of odd. So I said, I can't help you, I can direct you to CPZ
Right.
and then
Yep.
get the ball rolling, but you made it sound like you wanted to do this stuff like real quick, and I said, well, what's your works is there, guy, like, that's not how this works. So, I haven't seen anything, you haven't seen anything, Dorothy, so I don't know, I don't even know if he's,
We kind of discussed it at our last plan commission meeting about that tower. We questioned the contract, how long it is, for another 25 years.
The Country
The big
Wireless
one?
or the,
or the big one.
The tower. the Country
Communications
Wireless,
tower.
yeah.
yeah.
Well, what's the bottom line on that? The tower's too close to the road? Is that it?
Technically,
Well, who the hell,
Well, you gotta keep in mind, George, rules are probably different 25 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, that's basically.
Well, I don't
what-
know, I don't know. I'm just asking, well, who the hell was at fault, so to speak?
Well,
for
there
that?
was nobody at fault, it's just that the rules were different at that time, and now, isn't there some land sale, or there's a land issue, and that's why
you know,
this
the
has all
guy
been
wires
brought
are
up?
not on the lot.
Yeah, so,
I mean,
there's something going on with that, and
It
it'll
was from
come.
day one.
Yeah, the Sharons are buying around
All
the
of
tower.
that surrounding it,
That's the way I understand it.
yes.
But it's,
So it had to be broken off or something, right?
I've taken calls from Kenny, and
I know. She's a king.
I can't do it.
It's a mess. Yeah, that's all at the county.
yeah, so once the paperwork comes in, maybe I'll see who's interested in meeting with them, and then we'll just kind of circle back.
Well, first I wanna make sure all the paperwork comes through the county,
Yeah,
Right?
because Ken's been trying to bypass the county on this.
You think?
Well, that's not the first time.
Oh, and he's got Mr. Braylon right in his pocket, so there you go.
Becca Winslow took her oath of office for the Planning Commission on May 22nd. I'm gonna be on vacation starting tomorrow until June 19th.
Again?
John, I need that job.
Summertime.
I know.
I received 2 open records requests and responded to 2 open records requests. We received a signed letter or petition by 9 property owners to pulverize, grade, and compact and re-chip seal Elm Tree Road east of Stott Avenue. We have not received any zoning or sanitary permits.
That's it?
Yes.
John had requested also about maybe getting rid of our telephone, okay? Does it cost us, what, $600?
Yeah, the cell phone, it costs $50 a month, the clerk's cell phone, but it doesn't get used. Previously, the phone set up, when I started the phone, there was a telephone line into the office. I changed it, I switched it into Microsoft Teams, so instead of costing whatever we were paying through Frontier, now it's $6 a month for the 1338 telephone line. And that is associated with the clerk@townofmcmillan.gov email address. So I can log on to Teams on my phone, so then the office phone is just, it comes with me all the time. So the cell phone is actually just redundant. It doesn't get used, it won't get used, and it's, and it hasn't been used, so if we were to eliminate it, it wouldn't change the rest of our phone costs at Cellcom, and it would save us about $600 a year.
And our phone number would not change, we're still locked into all that.
Right, we would lose the phone number that's associated with that cell phone number, or that cell phone, it's like 6005, but I don't get any
That one,
calls.
yeah.
So we would still keep the 715-389-1338, and You know, that one, if we were to decide to move to Verizon or something like that for a landline, we can port it from Microsoft into another telco.
As long as we don't lose the number, I don't see a problem with it.
I think it's fine too. Do we need to make a motion?
Sure, go ahead.
I move,
Whatever John said.
yeah, I move
Cancel the current cell
to
phone.
cancel the current cell phone, but keep the 715 phone number that you listed.
389-1338.
Need a second.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. You can go over to your cell phone.
Thanks.
All right, checks to approve. You didn't have anything else before this?
No.
Okay.
Who's on point one?
That is the gentleman who fixed our lawn from that
From
accident.
that guy.
We gonna pay for it?
It's only $140. It wasn't worth sending to the county to have him add it to whatever he has to pay. If we'd have gotten Turk Tamer's $5,000 bill, yeah, we'd have sent it to insurance. We
Well,
didn't
what
send
about
it
the
to
guy that did it?
What's that?
What about the guy that did it? Did they ever catch him?
Of course they did, they had a
As far as
truck.
I know, they did.
I mean, why didn't he pay for it?
Well, we have to bill them is what it amounts to.
Well, I don't
So,
know what
wanna get
kind
the
of process
information about
is that?
that from the report?
Okay.
And then, John, you wanna bill
So
them?
it's for 129?
Yeah.
$29.
Might as well, cost us 65 cents for a stamp.
Actually, John, I'll give you the sheriff department, the officer who was on and he can
Nicole?
with that.
Where did you start with the refunds? Because I see that, I know that Cody and Carly are not getting their refund on here.
You checked it that weekend, right? We transitioned in the middle of the week. So I had started with Gus and Beth.
So it wasn't,
I wouldn't have known that, because you still had it that weekend.
well, I didn't do any of them then, so maybe, was there more than that needs to be checked?
I can tell you, I brought it all along, I have all this information, I don't. So anything prior to 6/1.
I've got, go by the month.
So, Emily Peternick
Mm-hmm.
is,
There's not that one on either.
Is she supposed to get a refund? I guess that's the question.
I didn't check it, Carolyn did that
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah,
So I
they were
don't
all,
know.
they were all fine.
Okay.
So,
Phil and
I'll
Karen,
just-
so we just need to,
Yeah, so I'll just I'll work with Nicole to get their address and then I'll
Yeah.
just put them on the next list.
what about Phil and Karen Dignow?
what?
Phil and Karen Dignow,
Yeah, that's another one.
okay. Carly Schreiner,
Yeah,
so all three of these should have gotten them.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. I
You
can
wanna
work
just
with
add them
Joe.
onto the checklist?
Sure, that sounds fine too. If you want to just tag them on the end,
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, they're
next
$100
three-
a
yeah,
piece.
next three
Well, then
checks.
I could add one from this past weekend, because I didn't get that one in time.
Okay, might as well.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so.
So there's
can-
4.
Yeah, so maybe the motion can be approve the checks as presented and
And then
then
add
4
the
checks
others.
that
Yeah.
Nicole will email to John. And then I'll write them next Wednesday when I get back, when I'm writing payroll checks as
You
well.
gotta do that before you go. It's fine.
You've been burning the midnight oil, you
Yeah,
said
yeah.
already, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Just kind
Well,
of.
that one bill that you sent us,
Yeah.
what was it, like 3 o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning? Well, I opened that up and I was gonna respond to you because I was up.
Yeah.
God,
You gotta work when there's time.
yeah, oh, yeah.
So,
Okay,
Okay, so
so
we need something here.
a motion to approve the checks of 20083 through, where is it?
20119.
20019, yeah.
Plus the 4.
Plus the 4 deposits that need to go back. And Nicole has addresses for them. Plus then the electronic transfers 240501 through 240508.
Second that.
Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. We got budget actual drawing, anything first matter in there, or no?
Not anything that wasn't already, over budgets on the engine tens and books and stuff. We already know all that stuff, so.
Okay. And then, let's see, treasurer's report, are you taking care of that tonight?
Yeah, so, that's in there. Donna had some personal matters to send you. So, reconciled checking balance at the end of May, April was, May, sorry. At the end of May was $20,242.03, so I think that's pretty good. I like to keep it as close to zero, but, with a big enough buffer so that we're not like in any danger of overdrafting, so I think 20,000 is good.
So
What are you
then,
gonna need for this next month? You gonna need a transfer?
Yeah, I think I would like to request, $50,000 just to be on the safe side.
Sure, he's going on vacation.
I logged on to the bank, there was 45 in there right now. There was $62,000 in checks, so, like I said, I like to keep a big enough buffer so that we don't have to worry about overdrafting or anything.
So you want 50?
Yes.
We need a motion.
I'll move that we move 50,000 from the tax savings account to the checking account.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
so John, last month I had asked that we see deposits, like how we see checks when you send out emails.
Okay.
That are very detailed. If it's anonymous, put anonymous on there for
Sure.
deposit. I just wanna make sure that we're seeing what's going in and out.
Okay. You want to see the deposit slips or more information than that?
I just wanna see like, this amount was deposited, this dollar amount was deposited, and where it was going.
Okay,
Cause I don't see that right now with all the information I get.
sure.
So it's basically, like, what you did with the checks and the or like when we're putting in the, looking at, the PDFs and looking at the details for the checks, that's helpful to be
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, this makes sense, or,
Yeah.
instead of me going line by line, what's turf tamers, or what's this, or what's this, I can see that and it makes sense.
Okay. I'm trying to, I'll figure out a way. Maybe I'll send in different formats. I can send the,
And I know you weren't here last month, so you didn't hear that.
yeah. So I can, cause I can send like the deposit slip, but that doesn't show where it's getting put into the budget to actual.
But I guess I could probably even see that,
Well,
figure that out.
it gets put into tax savings account the majority of the time, doesn't it? Or some go into checking.
I mean, at this point in the year, most of it goes into checking
Okay.
because it's not tax
Mhm.
money, so, but so Donna puts the deposits in throughout the month, whatever, and then at the end of the month, I get that information from her, and I put it into the QuickBooks as the QuickBooks bank reconciliation process. That's just a standard thing that you have to do in QuickBooks. So I make the deposits in there, so I'm thinking that I can just print that out, and it'll show you what revenue line that's going to, if it's going to
I think that would be
insurance
helpful.
recovery or
Yeah.
dog tags or whatever, so, okay, that's what I'll start with, and we'll see, we'll
Okay.
kind of take it from there.
Okay, thank you.
So we got the bank reconciliation, funds transfer, Scott Swanson. Okay, we have a form here that we need to basically approve. What he is doing is, putting 2 lots on one tax bill. So he just needs to approve it. It's over on
Over there by,
Candlewood.
yeah.
He's got 3 2-acre parcels, okay? One has got the house on, the other 2 he wants to combine and put them on one tax bill. That's all he's doing. So it doesn't have to go to planning commission. County says we just need to approve it, sign it, and move on.
Okay.
So I need a motion.
A motion to give the permission to
Scott Swanson.
Swanson, it's Swanson, not Swanson.
Swanson.
To combine all the parcels into one.
Can I get a second?
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, now we're gonna open up. Don't let me forget to sign this. Get your copy. Dust control and crack filling bids. This one is from Precision Seal Coating.
You didn't get the one out of your mailbox, right, or your mail slot?
I got 2 out of there
Okay.
today.
Somebody had they dropped one off,
Okay.
asked me where to drop it.
Precision what? Seriously?
Precision Seal Coating.
Where are they out of?
Princeton,
Minnesota?
Wisconsin.
Oh, I didn't know there was a Princeton, Wisconsin.
All right, price per pound, it's $1.23. And this one is from Thunder Road LLC out of Waukesha.
What was the name of that?
Pardon?
What's the name of it?
Name of it?
Thunder Road.
Thunder Road LLC out of Waukesha. It's for crack filling. Let's see here. Oh, the paperwork. Base bid total, $2.30, but price per pound is $2.20.
Say that again?
He's got mastic flex patching is $2.30, and then route clean and crack fill the roads is $2.20, price per pound. And that's it for crack filling.
So, didn't we request that it be broken out for the road
How are
of?
they gonna do that? We give them the list of roads that we want done. How do we, they don't give us a price for the project, it's price per pound. So until they know how many pounds they're gonna use on each
Oh,
road,
I suppose, okay,
it's almost impossible.
okay.
So what we have to do is decide who we're gonna go with, and then if we're gonna do Gelden and Stock.
Who did we use in the past? Either of these two?
I think, was it Precision last year, John?
Let me look, see.
Solutions, wasn't it?
No.
That's what we usually
They were
do.
mad last year because they
Yeah.
lost the bid.
By 2 cents.
Oh.
Yeah.
They did it the year
Was
before.
it Lakes?
It was so bad.
Medford, Lakes,
Yeah, it looks like Precision.
Precision, I thought, was the ones that did it last year.
Princeton?
And they did a good job, from my understanding, so. Anyway, I need a motion.
So 123 versus 220, correct?
Yeah, kind of a no-brainer, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think this is the same price as last year even.
Uh,
It's gotta be close.
It's gotta be right in there.
Yeah, 123 per pound last year also.
Okay, we're doing good then.
Yeah. So,
I'll make a motion then that we do precision seal coating and that we do Galvin and Stott.
Seconded.
You wanna do Galvin and Stott?
Yes.
I
main reason for that is the fact that we have no plan, no way of knowing when and how long down the road that we are gonna take those two roads and top them, or put fresh blacktop or anything on them. I know that there is a couple of spots on both roads where they're not that great, and maybe we could put some hot top, or, some hot blacktop over the top of that or something, or do some patching on that. But the bulk of the road is not in that horrible of a shape yet, and if we let that moisture get underneath there, it's gonna just deteriorate that much quicker. If we had a plan, if we were gonna say like in 2 years we were gonna do it, then I could see maybe letting it
Do you
go.
hear anything from
But,
those grants yet, or?
but with nothing in the horizon, I think we should just try to maintain them as long as we can. Because we have chip seal to do, we have other projects also to do, so if we can keep those two, I mean, reasonably well.
So we can figure it's gonna be, what did it cost us last year, about 40 grand total?
Let me check.
I think that's
So what happens if those grants get approved for those roads, then would we still chip seal them? Or not chip seal, sorry, I mean crack fill, sorry.
Well, I don't know, what do you want, but it depends when we do it. You know, the sunset date is usually, what, 2 years?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, do it this year, not next year?
$40,000 we spent last year.
And if you look at it, a lot of what they did last year did stay in the cracks, so they won't be redoing, they're only gonna be doing the cracks. And both of those roads, it stayed fairly firm. I mean, the stuff's still in there. If most of it would have blown out, I would agree with that, but a lot of it didn't blow out.
Then we'd have to go with the 230 a pound.
Yeah,
Not,
no,
well, the winter wasn't as severe either as it
No.
has been in the past.
yeah.
Well, I think a lot of it had to do with too, the filling, because I think the year before last, I think they overfilled a little bit, and Pat said that a lot of that got knocked out.
Yep.
Because when they plowed and stuff, so they seem to have done a good job this last year, so.
Okay.
So we got a motion on the table,
And I second it.
okay? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And the next one is dust control, and it's Kafka. I did get a phone call, and there was a guy that was talking about magnesium chloride compared to calcium chloride, and he was talking about bidding it, but he didn't get it in here evidently. But he said it's the same thing, but it's less corrosive.
I think did we try that one year? thought
I
we
don't
did.
remember.
I remember it coming up as a subject for discussion, but
Well, we didn't get a bid on it anyway, so it don't matter. Let's see, oh, here we go. Full truckload, 38% calcium chloride is $1.45 a gallon. Or a full truckload of 32% magnesium chloride is $1.45 a gallon.
Oh, so the same.
So it's the same.
So we just gotta pick what one we want?
Yeah. And from who I talked to, they said, the magnesium chloride is better for pets when you're walking their dogs.
Feet.
Yeah. They said the calcium chloride is a little bit harder on that, but they said as far as, well, holding the moisture in, they're about the same, so. But less corrosive on vehicles also. So what would you like to do? Which one?
I say magnesium chloride then.
Is that your motion?
I move to go with Kafka's magnesium chloride at 32% for $1.45.
Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carried.
I have one question about that. So I had a dude call me. I'm pretty sure he said that he didn't live in the town, but he lives like on Old Plain, and he was all like, "Can you apply dust control on Old Plain? You guys maintain Old Plain." And then he said, "Can you apply dust control there?" And then he was like thinking that he was gonna have to pay. And I was all like, "But if we maintain the road, we would put it there if it's." Because we put it on all gravel roads, is that right?
Yes.
Some,
In spots.
the thing is, whether
Usually
it's,
right in front of the house if they can.
Yeah.
Whether it's his section, our
Oh.
and his house, if he's in the town, if he lives in the town of Oak Plain, that's their side of the
Side
road,
of
so
the
we
road.
wouldn't be dumping it there. And on top of that, some of the townships over there actually charge the homeowner if they want it dumped in front of their house. And if they don't want it dumped in front of their house, then they don't have to pay for it, otherwise they get a bill.
So we do our roads?
Yeah,
And our people.
but,
Yes.
but,
I mean,
Yeah.
but, so you're telling me that we plow half of Old Plain?
No, they
No.
take turns every other year for that, but when
Okay.
they're doing the dust control, they only go down
We
one
put
side
it
of
on
the
one
road.
side, okay.
That's
Okay,
what that-
I'll tell them that then.
Yeah.
Tell Mark to quit complaining.
I don't remember his name.
I'm pretty sure it's Mark.
Yeah, that could be me.
You said dude.
Yeah.
Dude. I do have another, I got an email this afternoon, as a matter of fact, and let me find it here. Steve Brinkman, does anybody know him? He has a culvert that he just put in, okay? And this is what it looks like. It's got 1.5 inches over the top,
Hmm,
okay?
hmm.
And that's for the 18-inch that's required, right? He wants to know if he can put in a 15-inch. He said the driveways next to him have 15-inch. And if he digs it deeper, then you're gonna have water sitting in the culvert.
So he's gonna just raise his driveway then?
No, he wants to go down 15 inches. I don't know what the heck he's gonna do with this mess.
Well, the only thing, I don't know what the water flow is, or I have to talk to Pat on that one and look at the area, but
But he said all of his neighbors have 15-inch because there's not much of a ditch there at all. So I guess that's the question he's asking, is if he can go to a 15-inch culvert instead of an 18, to where he has something on top of it.
What's the, I thought there was a culvert size that we had to have.
18 by 24,
It's
But-
18.
Minimum.
So he wants to go,
15 inches.
Wants to go less than what the standard is for everybody else.
But like he said, his neighbors have all got 15-inch, so
but do
maybe
they
it's a
really? I mean,
circumstance.
do we need to look at it?
Well, of course we do, but if it is that way, you know, and they don't have much for a ditch, which way do you wanna go on this?
I'd like to stay with the 18. The other issue with it is too, is when you start going to smaller and smaller culverts, if there ends up being freeze up or something that way where there's.
Well,
no
I'll
ice
tell you
getting-
what, if this freezes up, it's just gonna puke out anyway. I mean, he's got this much on top of the culvert.
No, I'm not talking about heaving, I'm talking about with, if water goes through it and it freezes, say 2 inches, and then we get another rain over the top of that, goes another 2 inches. Now your culvert's smaller when the spring rolls around, that's my only kind of concern. I mean, we gotta look at it, have Pat look
Well,
at it.
it's gotta look at it, you gotta look at it, but I'm just saying, if the rest of them have 15-inch in there, is there gonna be a problem
How
with
old
doing
are
it?
they?
Was that our standard at one time, 15?
Probably,
Yeah,
they're
Sure, it
probably
wasn't-
old.
18 was the standard, but the county, I talked to the county when I used to live over in the town of Spencer,
Uh-huh.
and we put a 15-inch in there, and the reasoning the county had for having a larger culvert was that it was easier to clean out if they got weeds and stuff in it.
Mhm.
But I was at the top of the hill, and I said, it isn't gonna make any difference.
Mhm.
And they allowed that. It's not a done deal. It wasn't a matter of worrying about whether or not it was gonna freeze up or anything like that. It was whether or not they had to clean out
Mhm.
in front of it, weeds and stuff, because people have a tendency to let things grow in front of there.
Well, we'll take a look at it and then bring it back.
Yep.
All right, alcohol. John,
Yeah, so I worked with Belvedere and Resource Recovery to, there was new alcohol license forms that they had to fill out. So they filled those out. I put out the notice in the paper as required. You have to publish it 3 days in a row. Nobody's called me on that, so I think we're good to go.
do we need a motion to approve the license renewals?
I move to approve the alcohol license renewals from July 2024 to June 2025 for Resource Recovery and Belvedere.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Yeah,
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Call for Main Street bids. So what we're looking for is to put it up for bids, and Jim will be doing that end of June, as long as we approve that.
I move for Jim Wendell to put out bids for Man Road,
Okay.
or Street, sorry, Main Street.
Yeah, second.
All in favor, say aye.
Yeah, I'll
Is that for execution this year then?
Pardon?
Is that for them to place it this year?
Yeah, they want to start it in August,
August
actually.
through October is the plan.
So I do a lot of state and federal bidding. If you
Mhm.
want better pricing, you need to have your bids ready to open by February, if you want good pricing. Otherwise, as those contractors are filling up, their margins are going up for the year.
Yeah,
Just,
most of these contractors already know that we were gonna be doing this in June.
but
So,
if they've already harvested the work,
I understand that.
We did bring that up to
Yeah.
Jim when he was here
Yeah,
in February, I think it was, wasn't it?
yeah, something on that order. So, he was aware, and he had said to let people know, I know like Earth, they were sitting here and we told them, so, I'm guessing he contacted and gave him a heads up, and I know like Kraft, Kevin Kraft, isn't it from American Asphalt? He was made aware, so they all know, and so was, Blueguard, because I called them, so.
My one question that I do have before we move forward on this though, is we're gonna put out for bids, and we honestly don't know what the width of the road's gonna be yet.
It's 22.
That's what he had said.
From the specs on that he had sent in, yeah.
So we do know.
So we're all good with that, we're all,
I'm fine with that. 22 feet wide, 11-foot length.
Well, that was what my question, Rod, was.
yep, that's why I'm re-asking the question now before we,
And like you said, he's the engineer, he's the one who should know how wide that road needs to be.
Do it now or live with it?
Well, it might be interesting to just ask him why
I can ask him.
it's going down from 24 to 22. Because that road is so highly traveled. I think we need all the help we can get.
We should put a toll on it.
there's a lot of pedestrian and bike traffic on it
Well,
too, that is,
that may be one of the reasons that they put it so, because there's a
Maybe you
2-foot
could-
shoulder.
Maybe
And
it
there
was
are a lot of
like-
walkers on there and bicyclists, and I had a question from an individual that wanted to know if there's a bike path going on there like there was on E, and I said, not to my knowledge.
No.
That had to have been in by when you put the grant in.
Yeah.
So it looks like Man Street has changed width. Maybe it got thicker, I guess, somehow. It looks like in 2019 it was 22 feet.
I think there is a section added on, man, it's different,
It could very well be.
like they widened it.
Probably to avoid the potholes.
So how do they like a leeway around the
Let's just
potholes?
get this.
It does seem like there's something added.
Yeah,
It
you
might have
probably,
been when the individual projects were done over there, that we took a section at a time.
And
They
added.
might have been a little bit wider than what the original one was, I don't know.
Yeah, it just seems like if you go on,
Just that.
track line,
Just
has
asking.
different payment, you know what I'm saying, there's the regular payment and there's.
And then
Oh, that is right.
Is it
Yeah,
on there,
yeah.
right?
if he says that it's really 24,
mhm.
then I think we should stay with that same size if we can.
Well, it's gonna have a lot of cost.
Yeah. Well, that may
Well, I
be,
guess
that
what-
may be your difference too.
Well, like John was just saying, he had just looked it up, it was 22, so it might be when, remember when you put those sections in? Maybe those got to be a little bit wider.
That's what
Wider.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so if the original road was 22 and they're making the shoulders 3 feet on each side,
Yeah.
just like Dave said for walking, that's a safety issue
Yeah.
also. So,
And you still have to maintain the slope to the
Yeah.
ditch,
yeah,
and there's a 66-foot right of way,
mhm.
so.
I mean, I don't want it to be, like, if it's 22 now, we should keep it at 22. If it's 24, let's keep it at 24. Whatever the number is now, basically.
Well, what you're gonna have is evidently 22 in some spots and 24 in others, is the way it sounds.
Can you just put an alternate bid on there?
I'll talk to Jim.
Have your
I'll give him a
22
call
foot
tomorrow.
as your base bid and your 24 as your alternate, and then you
Yeah.
can look at the numbers and make a decision. If you got the funding to do 24, do 24.
I'll ask him.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
we got a motion on the table. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, now, the next project is to apply for the loan for Man Street. Because without the loan, we ain't doing Man Street. So, I can go to the bank and I got paperwork from John already that they are requesting, and go to a couple different banks and find out what we can do for interest, and I'll bring that.
How much you going for?
Probably $1 million. Hopefully, we don't need more than that. So, I mean, if the bids come in at 1.8, then what?
Mm,
And we don't know what they're gonna come in at, so.
yeah.
And if they come in at 1.4, you know, we don't have to borrow as much either. So, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. But anyway, I need a motion to apply for a loan. Not that we're accepting it at this point, just to go and apply for it.
I move to apply for the loan for Man Street project in the amount of $1 million.
Not to exceed.
Not to exceed $1 million.
I don't know what it is.
I'll
Can I get a second?
I'll second
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, update town charge accounts. We need to put Nicole on Menards. What other one? You need one for Weiler's, for gas?
No, I'm gonna have Pat do it
Okay,
and help me.
okay.
I contacted Hillers, they said that we have a charge count, but there's
Nobody listed?
So,
Okay. So we need to have her put on, Menards.
And the
anyway.
Hillers then too for keys, because that's where I went to get keys made.
Well, you don't need your name on there, you just charge it to the town of McMillon.
Oh, okay, all right.
So when they go like,
Well, then I
when they
should
go
guess
like
I
PO
should
or
do that.
parks,
that's what I should have done, I've made keys a couple times too, and
I just kept the receipt and I was gonna get reimbursed, so that's what I
That's good
did.
to know, that, and I have to make.
I just paid for them.
So we need to have a motion to add Nicole to Menards.
I make a motion to add Nicole to Menards.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
I guess
Motion
me.
carried. Update pavilion rental agreement.
So I worked on the pavilion rental agreement just to update a few things. I don't know if everybody had a chance to take a look.
Barb did.
I saw that she did, but I wanted to call out what the address was for the physical location and where people should mail fees to. That was a big thing. I got asked that about 4 times already, and I've had to look it up every time. So if I have it right in front of me, it'd be great. A lot of people do texting nowadays, so I wanted to add the texting, do you accept text messages? And also their email, because this past wedding, I had a phone number that was a landline that no longer existed, so I wanted to have multiple ways to contact her and I couldn't. I don't know this, if, there's a question about signs, but I haven't seen any of the signs actually filled in with, do you use signs? So should I just remove that completely? I guess I don't know.
Normally about the most that they ever use for
Is that
signs
the
is a little
corners?
one on the corner.
So,
You know,
should I just remove
I
that
would take that
completely? Okay. I did also add the question about will you be using a tent?
On there, it is not maybe required, it is required.
Well, I thought that, but then they had the 10 by 10 in it, so I don't know how you guys
No,
wanna do
it is
it. Okay,
required.
all right.
It is required.
And they actually lied to us, that wasn't a 10 by 10.
That was bigger than 10 by 10.
Okay. Is there a fee with that too?
Not
No,
enough.
no. Okay. And I have a copy of that, so I'll be able to give that to them, and
And
then
then
when they
this-
return it, I'll send it to you, so that we can have it. And if you have questions, you can reach out to them.
Yep. And then once the tent is up, I'll go take a look at it, make sure they have everything we need.
Oh, okay,
Because they need to get a copy of the tent regulations also,
okay.
because that'll explain what they need in the tent.
Oh, okay. And I think that's part of what,
If not, let me know. I
Okay.
can email it to you.
okay, that sounds good. I'll update the wording for the fees that you brought up. I also added where to mail the reservation fee as well. Wrote about when you can check out a key, because sometimes I get called and asked, can I have it 3 days in advance? No, you can't. So I added that in there. Where to put keys after, and then I numbered out all the rules and regulations on here. I did add, removing the decorations. No open flame candles are allowed, but battery operated candles are okay. And what I did is I looked at what other locations have. So you guys can say no, don't add it or remove it. Propane tanks are not allowed inside the building. No alcoholic beverages shall be permitted outside the pavilion during events. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
That one, you're not gonna be able to, I mean, they had a beer wagon sitting outside.
Maybe the grounds then, like I don't want,
Well, the grounds, I would say no alcohol off the grounds if you're renting the
Yeah.
grounds.
Well, they should know that, that's just common
They
sense.
should know that.
have you seen Common Sense?
Yeah, I know it's limited.
Okay, so I can change the wording on that one. Fireworks are not permitted. In the event extra items are needed, toilet paper, soap, paper towel are located in the maintenance room. There's a charcoal grill available for use. Charcoal is not provided. Tools to clean up the grill can be found next to the pavilion in the silver bucket. The breaker box in the maintenance room needs to be accessible and should not be blocked. And that's what I've added for changes. So if there's anything else that you guys can think of, let me know. And then I don't know if you want me to start this right away, or if I should wait till the next year.
May I make a suggestion? First of all,
Yes,
I
yes.
think your times here, 10 a.m., people that have noontime things like to be there earlier than 10.
But they can get the key the day before. If
Well, they can get the key to do for it if there's not a rental.
Right.
If there's a rental, then you've got,
I'll put
I
7
think
a.m.
you need 8 a.m. to
I'll put
midnight.
7 o'clock and 6 in the morning, it don't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I
It
can
just
take
needs
the time
to,
off. I mean, I was just going what was on the website today.
Yeah,
I didn't put in a new time.
yeah, well, and that was one of the things that they'll ask always is, how long can we stay? So, and how early can we come in? So I think the times here, you need to change the times there. And also, there's more than 20 chairs. There's 60, somewhere between 60 and 70 chairs.
In that building?
Yes, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
oh, yeah.
Lori,
We ever,
I don't think,
we ever had a ring in there, we had 80 people.
there's not
Oh,
that many
wait.
chairs there.
Yes, there is. I counted them very closely. Yeah, and there's somewhere between 60 and 70. Yeah.
Some chairs.
Lori, are you in agreement with me?
We've got about 10 chairs.
Doesn't look- it doesn't-
You have about 10 tables.
Yeah, we have 12
Wow.
tables. We have
Last
12.
time we rented it, you had chairs all the way around.
For a round, I agree.
Yeah.
We have a family ring in there.
I
Even
don't
if
know
you
what
have-
happened to the chairs.
Someone must have stole them, Nicole.
Yeah.
If you want to have 20 chairs, you've got a problem.
Right.
well, no, they're either gonna be over there or over there. Did a bunch of them get taken over for, the annual meeting maybe?
Nope, we used all of our chairs and we have extra chairs in our shed that we bring out for that.
Okay,
Stackable ones.
yeah.
And all the chairs and tables that we took over this last weekend for the wedding, we went and picked up today, and all of our tables and chairs are out and over here. And they were very nice and separated.
Well, if we only have 20 chairs for 12 tables, these people are gonna be sitting by themselves at a table.
I'm just telling you what I counted. If there
Were they counted each time after it was rented?
I don't
Was it
know.
checked?
I'm gonna check that tonight after the meeting, just to make sure.
I can go over there and count them, and I can tell you guys how many chairs. I was just,
I
when I
know
went
for
over there.
Saturday, we'll need 60 chairs when we rent. Just
Yes,
looking up.
yeah, you'll need 60. Yeah, well, that's what they're.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Well, that's what it is. So, and may I suggest that you put it on one sheet? If you send,
We just had a baby shower. The baby was born when? We had the shower
It's a couple months ago.
April 4th. There was
Chairs
at
all over.
least 60, 70 people there, we ain't chatting
Well,
chairs.
so we have a chair thief then, because there is absolutely not 60 chairs over there. I can guarantee that.
Well, something.
It doesn't
People that
look
rent it.
like there's that many over there,
No.
but I haven't counted those chairs, so I wouldn't be that.
Most of our chairs are written on the bottom in red, right?
Well, all the chairs should be underneath, they're
Town hall,
town hall,
park,
park, or fire
And the
department.
fire department has, asset tags on them and in Sharpie MCFD on them.
So we may have a table issue, or not a table, chair issue. So, more to come.
Like I said, if we're short chairs, call the people that rented it, find out what happened to the chairs. Because they would have had a ton of them in there to start with.
Before I went in the wedding, though, that I thought this was normal. Like, I didn't know that there would be more chairs in this. Like, I haven't noticed a
Oh, there were a
change.
lot more, you have 20 of them in that same part alone.
That's where they all are. That's where I counted them. There
What
was
about
no
against the
setting
wall?
up.
No, there's all those others that are all along the wall.
We staff them.
You guys, there is not, that's not there. When I took this over, that was not there.
Anyway, they always, people are always saying.
Okay, what's the time frame you want on here? What, 8 AM?
I'll just tell them that I may not have it cleaned by 8 AM, because some days I sleep in. But
That's fine, that's not a big deal.
8:50.
you want to do till midnight, or you want to
Yeah.
do 11?
I would do midnight,
Okay, all right.
and then we'll check the chairs. Well, how about if we just put chairs are included? Don't put a.
Well, now we're in this predicament where
Well, they're gonna wanna know how many, so we need to count them anyway, so.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like you're gonna print this tomorrow anyway, so.
Are these counted as part of their?
No.
I went in there and counted them, because somebody asked me how many tables were up there, so that's how I knew how many tables were up there.
Anyway, I would suggest you put this on front and back. I mean, when you start giving people 4 sheets, because every time we've gotten them before, they send back.
I'm not giving them sheets, they're printing them out, or they're gonna have to get them from the pavilion, because I don't have a double-sided printer.
Well, you can get them printed by John.
That's what I just said, they're gonna have to go,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
or
where
You
you
can print
can
some spares,
print
you
it.
can print you some spares and have them.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you
because people end up sending you back the,
Yeah, send a little bit.
I'll make it pretty, the logistics.
they send all of this back, so this should be double-sided, so that they only get 2
Yeah.
sheets.
Is there anything else we want to change on this, or should you be able to go with this?
And after I make changes, you want me to come back with it?
So every time you rent, you can take 5 chairs home with you, or what?
No, I don't know where all the chairs are, I have no idea.
We'll find out.
Because there was a lot of chairs there
So
this
let's
spring.
approve this with the changes, and then she can go with this. So I need a motion. Anybody?
I'll make a motion that we go with the new pavilion rental agreements.
Need a second?
I'll say,
All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Oppose? All right, Nicole, you can get typing and start using.
Okay,
Who was the second on that one?
Carolyn, I
Carolyn.
stopped.
Okay, part-time worker keys and time tracking. That was what you wanted to call.
Yeah, so the part-time workers, and including myself, I don't have a key to the garage. So we're gonna need a key for them to get into access the lawnmower and the weed eater.
Well, you can take my keys down, go down to Hiller's and get a.
Yours
I
says
just
doing,
had 2 made, you do have some.
They'll duplicate it, I had them duplicate.
Yeah,
They
they
do.
will.
And the orange ones, both of those are the town garage. There's 2 keys on the orange ones.
look, but oh,
I know, I just had them made,
and they're in that bag that you gave me?
yes.
Okay.
There's
The
another
orange?
one, but I can't remember whether it was, I think that the other one was, either this or another one for the pavilion. There were 2 keys on that, on the
You're
orange
still gonna
ones.
have to get yourself one made,
Yeah, cause I might
because
figure
you're gonna
I
have
don't
to give
have one.
Caleb one and you got to give Andrew
Well,
one.
then also, there is one on that bunch of keys that I gave you that has the blue thing on it. That is into the garage.
I'll
Otherwise,
try
if you want, this one, this purple one, I got made off of a do not duplicate. So if you want me to give you this one,
Well, how are you gonna get it?
let's still give it back.
Oh, that's right, you're on vacation.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, you do have them.
Well, she had mine anyway.
I had Debbie's keys, because I had tried a bunch of those keys
Well,
that didn't
the
work
one
for
that
theirs.
has the blue rubber thing on it is the one to the garage.
Okay, blue rubber thing.
Whatever.
Whatever, if you need keys, get them made.
Okay, I'll
And
do
then
that.
the time tracking,
So we have a document that where the workers will document the date that they worked, how long that they worked, and then we send it over to John and myself and we approve those hours. They will not be exceeding 30 hours a pay period for the two new hires.
which is every 2 weeks.
Yes. So it averages about 15 hours a week.
Now, is this software, is it when they, like,
It's just a
punch
piece
it?
of paper that they write on and then they text it to us. That they sign.
I guess I'd like to see them use the time card machine. And if we're gonna, if you say that you don't want them to use that, then I think we need to go to something digital that they, some program or whatever, so that they can only, punch when they punch.
So then you know. when
So
they're
they,
there.
so they don't go like, I'm gonna add
Well,
5
that's what
minutes
they were
or
gonna do is
an hour.
let Nicole know when they're coming in. So
Like,
when they're starting, it'd be
They
the same
text me.
thing.
yeah.
So she can keep track of their hours too, and when they're done, so.
But not from the time they start at home. I mean, you don't make that your starting time.
Well,
It's
when
when
we-
you get here to
Right.
start. So this, put that time when you physically get here, put that time down when you start your working.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
But he wants it clocked with the time card machine.
Well,
I don't think it's a big deal. I think these boys ain't gonna punch in from home. I can't see that happening.
So I guess what do you guys wanna do? I don't know how to use that punch clock. I wouldn't even know how to tell them to use it.
It's really
Card
easy to
is-
use.
I think
You just put the card in and
And right now, we've been doing it because we didn't have keys, so that's why we did.
Oh, I
this.
understand why we're doing it now, that's not,
Yeah, so I guess it doesn't matter to me. We just have to show them how to use it if that's the way we wanna go.
and Trevor knows how to use it, because Trevor used it last year.
Yeah, but then he didn't have a key sometimes, so then we've been texting John.
Right.
Well, show them how, if it works for them, great. If they forget, they can write it down on their time card or whatever.
So we'll finish out this time card on paper and then we'll transition to the
Yes.
punch card, because I don't know how to, I mean, do you make the cards, or do I have to make the cards, or how does this work?
They buy the cards.
I actually just bought a bunch of them because I didn't know, I think that we're running low, so I bought like a 500 bag or something out of it.
So when you come back, I'm gonna have you show that.
Oh,
one.
hey, I don't know how to.
We don't punch him, what's the matter with you? He's going on
I'm too
vacation.
young, I don't know. I have to have somebody from a different generation show. I have no idea. I mean, I'm in the same boat. I would feel like
Yeah.
it missed clock again. I have to write. I have no idea.
Okay, so we'll finish out the pen and paper process. When John comes back and the time card goes to the next, does it end June 22nd? Is that when the pay period ends?
No, it'll end June 15th,
So June 15th it ends, so.
When you come back?
June 19th.
Okay. Whatever, Rod can show how to punch in.
Yeah, I showed them, they know where the machine is, because I said I don't know what we're gonna be doing, but there's the machine if they say it, so. They know
If they
what-
forget,
it's
tell
part
them to
of the
write
game.
it down.
Okay,
So,
all right,
because that's gonna be the biggest thing.
okay. All right, we'll do that after the 15th, okay.
All
Fair
right.
enough.
Transient merchant permit application. Our ordinance says we can sell peaches, but we need a permit. So John drew up the permit.
It doesn't say just peaches.
I know, but that's what we're looking at right now. Also, this gentleman, when I talked to him, he said they do citrus in late fall. So he would also like to be able to come in then. And I said, well, we kinda need to see how this goes first, so. What do you wanna charge for a fee for basically the 2 hours? I know we had discussed that, so.
If he's offered 100,
Mm-hmm.
I'd take it.
Well, John had told him it's 100, but then it's for the year, okay?
Oh, that's for the year?
Yeah,
So I didn't say anything about the fee. He offered, he said,
Whatever fee,
whatever your
yeah.
permit is, you send it to this address, we'll pay the fee, we'll overnight you the check. And I was like, dude, like that's gonna be more than the fee, you know? Like,
but according to the ordinance, the fee is $100 per year.
yeah. So when I made this thing and I sent the first draft over to Deb, she was concerned about that fee because it was, you know, for 2 hours for $100 seems a little bit
To me, it seemed a little bit steep.
excessive. But
Yeah,
and she did make a good point that that's giving them ability to be transient for the entire year. So really, I think that if she pays
Well, the farmer's
$100,
market out here, or
you
what do
can
you
just
want
come
to
through
do?
and,
I think if we charge him $25 for July, because he wants to come down twice, July 9th, I think it is, and the 30th, both on Tuesdays from 3 to 4 o'clock. And then we'll see how that goes, and then for this fall, if he wants to come out here for the other,
so he's
That's just my thought.
$25 each time, each day?
no, I just figured, he's gonna be here an hour each day, 1 hour.
So
3 till
how's,
4.
so how's he gonna advertise it? Facebook? How are people gonna know that he's gonna be here at
Yeah,
that?
They
he said
take care of that.
He
They
said
do
he will
that.
take care of all the advertising if they decide to put it in the paper, otherwise it'll be Facebook, they have a following is what they have, so then they email all of them, so we don't do anything. We
Right,
just,
just for the edification of those out here that may wanna participate.
yeah, we're selling peaches.
They
What
used
does-
to
Well,
be-
we aren't, but they are.
What does the insurance company say about the liability of having these on?
He has his own insurance.
Yeah, you saw.
He's self-employed. He's insured, so
So I think we
And
should,
if they have a little tent that they pop up?
he's
No,
selling right off the
they'll
truck.
go out of the
For an
truck.
hour, I don't think you're gonna set up a tent.
No,
Well, I'm just,
No, it's right out of their truck.
yeah, they're there for 1 hour.
so I think we should follow it by calendar year, otherwise it's gonna be a maintenance nightmare to remember, oh, this guy is due for another, his 1 year's up in
I don't think we
July.
wanna do it for the year though, Nicole.
Well, I think we should just do I think we should just $50 from January 1st to December, and if he wants to
So
do
then
it
if he
again.
wants to come out here every day, we're giving him permission for that.
But we could put the, oh yeah, I think we need to add the dates on that form though, because we don't have dates on there, do we?
I think,
Well, I think he put a spot on here for it.
Oh, did he
Under
not?
the days and times that
Oh.
you
yeah,
gotta
and then I
operate.
left the permit fee blank,
Right,
so that when I send it out to him, I can put in the permit fee.
Based on what we're gonna decide here.
right.
Do we do a max of 1 time per month? If he doesn't do it for
They
a month,
won't be
then,
coming
well,
that much. They won't be coming.
No, but the problem comes in, if you go and say, all right, we're gonna give you a permit for 30 days, $50, okay? That's fine and dandy. He can sit out here every day for 30 days,
yeah,
okay? When you got events over there, when they got events over there, I don't know if you want that.
No.
I don't think it's a good idea. I think times and dates are very important on this one.
yeah,
Agreed.
and it has to be approved in advance,
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I think for 2 hours, $25, because he wants to come back in the fall.
Then he has to fill out the form again and
Yeah,
then
and
submit.
then-
Okay.
yes.
Another $25.
Or depends how many times he wants to come.
I think we should do $25 per time.
I do too.
That's me.
Well, then $50 for the 2 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's
he would be
25.
okay with that. He was pretty
Yeah,
okay
Yeah,
with fees.
yeah, we're doing
yeah,
him
he
a big
basically
favor.
said anything we want.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 different companies about peaches.
Yeah, there are.
There's
already
Tree
on
Ride,
Facebook
and then
going.
this is this one.
Mhm.
Tree Ride is down in the mall
Wow.
parking lot.
Yeah.
If they let him this year.
Yeah, they are. They're on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
so is
already
this
got
one.
mine.
So was this one though?
And they canceled it, the city
What's
wouldn't
that?
let them. So was this one.
This one was also advertised and everything, and the city told them, no. Stopped him from going to Menards.
Well, Well, they originally were next to the old bowling alley that got destroyed. So
Right.
that's where they usually park. Then they went to Menards.
And
But
they
I
said
don't
they
know
were
what
there.
happened there. That's a different county. I don't know.
No, that didn't have anything to do with it, it was all the city of Marshfield.
Mhm.
He said they changed something and, yeah,
Mm,
he said, argue with it wasn't worth it for him.
okay, so I think 25 a time is good.
I think
Got
25
that?
at a time too.
So we need a motion, 25 a time,
Yeah, make a motion for
I
the
move to-
peach
at this
truck.
point.
Yeah, I move to utilize, or I move to approve $25 per time for the fee for the transient merchant permit application.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is everybody okay with the permit that John wrote up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did, it's in your back.
Is it in the very back?
George?
Yes.
When Ryan Rhodes sells seafood over by Solutions, you guys gonna charge him a fee too, or is that to the private property?
We wouldn't have anything to do with that on Solutions property.
Well, that's what I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, what they wanna do is come out and.
Yeah, I know that, but my opinion is it's really horseshit. What road are you gonna laptop with the $25 you're gonna make off of this?
Well, whatever, this is,
Yeah, whatever. Kids, Jesus Christ.
I can buy 3 rakes.
You what?
I can buy 3 rakes
2 chairs.
and 2 chairs.
she's gonna need chairs.
I'm gonna need chairs.
Chairs.
Forget those rakes, chairs.
Permit look okay to everybody?
And yeah,
Yes,
that's a good
yes.
place.
Okay, so then we're good for that. So we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, motion carried.
Yes.
Okay.
Still
Now you have checks.
No, I didn't.
Thank you.
There's some cars, but I don't know.
Hey, Nicole, you said that March 9th. We gave
I can guarantee you. Did you look in the maintenance? Are they in the lock back? They were over there live 64. Really? And someone took it.
Right there.
Is it, okay, it's all.
But then she's an itch.
I guess